She said that these niggas is on.
Hi everybody, my name is Tiara. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. Before we get started, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Today we are making one of my favorite quick and easy recipes. It is Ruth's Chris inspired stuffed chicken. Most people use chicken breast for this recipe, which you still can use, but I prefer dark meat, so I am making stuffed chicken thighs with some steamed broccoli. So let's jump right into the video. So let's dive into the ingredients that you're going to need. First, obviously being chicken. You can use chicken breast or thighs. If you are using breast, you can use skinless and boneless breast. But for chicken thighs, you want to use bone in and skin on to be able to stuff them. Next, we're going to get into the ingredients for the stuffing mix. First, you're going to need some cream cheese. This 1 pack was enough to stuff my 4 chicken thighs. You're going to need some cheddar cheese. This recipe usually calls for sharp cheddar, but I only have mild, so it worked. And then Worcestershire sauce. I can never say that. And some baby spinach. You can have either fresh or frozen. And then a mixing bowl to combine everything. Next, for all of your seasonings, we're going to start with the must-have for this recipe, the Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. This gives that flavor. I don't know what flavor, but it give it. This is like my favorite seasoning right now, but it is a must for the chicken and the stuffing in this recipe. Next on our seasonings, we're going to need some garlic powder, some onion powder. I put those in pretty much all of my recipes. Some paprika for color, some parsley to top it off with some color, some black pepper, and some Creole seasoning. I'm going to be making my chicken in my cast iron skillet. You can also make this on a baking sheet. And then I'm also going to be rubbing the chicken with some avocado oil. It has a high smoke point, so it can give that skin a little crisp layer on top. I'm also going to be topping the chicken with some garlic butter. It has garlic, parmesan, and basil in it. And then I have my saucepan that I'm going to fill with water and my steaming basket for the broccoli. First things first, we're going to wash our hands really well. Wash your hands. Make sure you get under those nails. Then we're going to take our colander. Is it called a colander? I don't know how to pronounce it. Hey, y'all. And some white distilled vinegar to clean our chicken. Chicken needs to be cleaned, especially dark meat, because it has that slimy type of residue on it. I don't know what it is, or what, I guess it's from the fat. So you want to make sure you get all of that off. So I give my chicken a good rinse with some cool water first. I make sure I get under the skin, especially since I'm about to stuff them. I peel off any fat that just comes right off. And then I take my vinegar and just pour some on each one. And just make sure I rub that through and give them a nice rinse. And that vinegar really gets that slimy residue off. Next, I'm going to dry my chicken. Not a lot of people do this. Some people are weirded out about using paper towel on their food. I'm sorry, I'm drying off my meat and my seafood because the seasoning sticks better. So if you wash off your meat and you put it in a bowl and season it, there's going to be a lot of water at the bottom and the seasoning is just going to float to the bottom of the bowl. So I'm going to dry off my meat. And I'm washing my hands again because I'm about to start making the stuffing mix. I wash my hands several times while I'm cooking because I don't like to cross-contaminate anything or just touch stuff after touching raw meat. Next, we're going to preheat our oven to 450. And then we're going to start seasoning the chicken. So for this step, I don't put a lot of seasoning because I'm just mixing it up. I'm going to put a layer on the top and the bottom of the chicken. So I just kind of coat it to be able to mix it under the skin with all the seasoning. So the garlic powder, some black pepper, some onion powder, some Creole seasoning, like a half of a capful of avocado oil just to get that crisp layer on top of the chicken. And I mix that up really good. And then I'm going to add some of the Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. Not a lot because this can get real salty real fast. And you're putting it in the stuffing mix and a layer on top of the chicken, so you don't want to put too much. And then some paprika for color. Next, we're going to make our stuffing mix. So you're going to start with the block of cream cheese. Try to let it sit out for as long as you can before you cook because it just makes it easier to mix up. I had mine sitting out for maybe 30 minutes before I actually mixed it. And then you're going to use a cup of shredded cheddar. This is like the hardest part of this for me. I hate mixing cream cheese because it's so thick. Next, I'm going to add some of the Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. I was a little bit more heavy-handed on it in the stuffing mix. And the Worcestershire sauce. I use maybe like 2 teaspoons of it. And then I added like a handful of baby spinach. If you're using frozen spinach, make sure you thaw it and like kind of drain it of the excess water before you mix it in. But with the raw spinach, it's going to cook down anyway, so don't worry about it being super leafy or anything like that. And plus you can break it down when you're mixing it anyway. You're going to see how small it looks after I finish mixing. And then I'm going to season my stuffing mix with pretty much everything I season my chicken with. Garlic powder, black pepper. So I added my chicken to my cast iron skillet. And before I put the layer of seasoning on top, I'm going to stuff the chicken with the cream cheese mix. And then I'm just going to go in and add a layer of all of the seasonings I've used thus far on top of the chicken before I put it in the oven. And then I had almost forgot, you're going to add some slices of the garlic butter to the top of the chicken. And then you'll put her in the oven for about 30 minutes. After 25 minutes, I had checked with my food thermometer to see where the internal temperature was on the thickest piece. And I think I had needed to put it back in for about 5 more minutes and it was done. Lastly, I rinsed my broccoli under some cool water and then I filled my saucepan up maybe 3/4 of the way to the top just so to have enough water to steam my broccoli long enough for it to be soft.
But I gotta say, oh baby, why is this so familiar? Just smell it already, feel like I know the real her.
Shower her with dollar tips. Chowder went and bought a whip. Guaranteed the city remember your whole name. You throw that hoe a scholarship. All of them ain't all equipped, and this saddens me. I see the pecking order. Quote unquote bad bitches work the whole flow. Those that get laughed at sit off in a corner. Like a lab rat, nobody wanna. Niggas that are married don't wanna go home, but we look up to them. They wish they were us. They want some new trim. We lust for some trust. Now the both of us are colorblind, cause the other side looks greener, which leaves your turf in a Boise state. Can't see or play other team, cause everybody has an addiction. Mine happens to be you. And those who say they don't souls will later on say to them that ain't true. All of them will have an opinion, but y'all know what y'all can do with them. But if you're unsure, I'll take you on tour to a place you can stick that in. Well, sitting here sad and here, listening to Adele, I feel you, baby. Someone like you, more like someone unlike you, or something that's familiar, maybe. And I can tell that she wants a baby, and I can yell, girl, that you're crazy. Oh, what the hell? Nope, can't be lazy. Please be careful, bitches got the rabies.
You must have done this before. This can't be your first time. We must have been here before. It's still fresh in my mind. You got that shit that somebody will look for but won't find. You must have done this before. This can't be your first time.
I took my chicken out after about 30 minutes and I checked the internal temperature of the thickest piece to make sure it was at least 165. That's how you know it's done. If you don't have a food thermometer, you can just cut through the thickest piece of the chicken to see if it's cooked all the way through. Then I added some pink Himalayan salt, some garlic powder, and some pepper to my broccoli. I'm real basic when it comes to broccoli. I didn't add any cheese or anything because I like to mix some of the cream cheese stuffing on top of the broccoli. It's so good. Then I use this silicone brush to get some of the melted garlic butter from the bottom of the skillet and put on top of each piece of chicken. And that's it. This is my Ruth's Chris inspired stuffed chicken. This is one of my favorite meals to make. It's so easy, so quick. It's keto friendly, and it's always a hit every time I make it. If you decide to make it, make sure you let me know in the comments. Let me know if you changed anything or added anything. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see y'all next time.